Hello there. Welcome again to our next next presentation. In our previous presentations, we looked at writing methodology, and previous we looked at executive summary, abstract, introduction, background, and methodology. And then now we want to look at how to write findings of a report. Basically, I'll give you again a snapshot of the same, just to prepare you for the next section, to give you info on the next section. And as I've mentioned before, this information is on our website, and the link is always sent on the lesson that you are handling. Therefore, do not hesitate reading it, because it is important for us to always learn. We learn for life, basically. So the findings that we are talking about is when you're doing your report, the result sections where your report the findings are captured is an important section. It is the section that states the finding of the research, the findings of your field escapade or adventures. Then it needs to be very important, and it needs to be without any bias or interpretation. So the importance of a good results section is that when formulating this results section, it's important to remember that the results of the study do not prove anything. They don't prove anything. They're just results. You're just saying what you found out. You are not proving anything, and you do not endeavor to do that at this particular point in time. So the length of this section is set by the amount and the type of data that you report. Unlike the abstract, for example, it needs to be fit in one page and such kind of stuff. But here it depends on the amount of data that you gathered. But at the same time, you need to be concise so that you don't beat around the bush. So you need to sometimes use non-textual elements, figures, tables, and such kind of stuff when you're presenting this, so that we can have visual presentation, not just text presentation. So this is very important because it helps you to communicate in different ways. So you need to avoid data that is not critical to answering the question or the subject that you are trying to address. So you need to be very selective on what you put in this section, because it needs to address the subject matter of the report, the subject matter of what you are doing. So the content herein goes ahead and talks about different approaches that we can use to present these findings. It talks about the content that we can use to present these findings. In general, the content of a research section should include the following. So we have the introductory content, then we have inclusion of non-textual elements, such as figures, charts, photos. Yeah, I know in the NGO world, we have a lot of photos that speak volumes. We have systematic description of your results, and it has to be systematic because it needs to highlight the reader's observation that are most relevant to the topic. And then the length of results section is guided by the amount of data that is presented. Short paragraphs that conclude the results section by synthesizing the key findings of the results. So that is basically the guideline on this. Then I have endeavored and gone ahead and given the problems to avoid when you are writing these sections. So in these sections, you should avoid to discuss and interpreting your results. You should report the background information and attempting to explain your findings. So don't strive to do that. So sometimes we ignore negative results, including raw data and immediate calculations and such kind of stuff. So you'll go through this content before you do your next assignment, which is a very simple assignment. But I'd like to see you applying this in the assignment that is to come, since application is the key. And also, I'd love to see it happening in your in basically in your day-to-day work when you're applying day-to-day work. So thank you for listening. I'll be eager to see your next assignment, and also we will be meeting in the next presentation. Bye.